Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place you come to get the core insights from a whole stack of sources, helping you get informed quickly.
Yep, we do the digging so you don't have to.
And today, wow, we are jumping into a really rich story. It's packed with intense emotions, loyalties that shift like sand, and some truly mind-blowing martial arts.
Our goal today really is to untangle the journey of this young swordsman. He's perpetually misunderstood, and it seems like his skills, even his good heart, just keep landing him in more trouble.
It's like everything he does backfires somehow.
Exactly. We're looking at how this world, built on honor and martial skill, can get completely twisted by lies and ambition. Makes you really question what virtue even means there.
So let's put ourselves in that world for a bit. Imagine honor being questioned left and right. The people you trust may be turning on you.
Yeah.
Our story kicks off with Ling Hu Chong. He's a skilled swordsman, but he's completely heartbroken. Kicked out of his sect, the Washan sect.
And he has to watch his junior sister, Yu Lingshan, the one he cares about, getting closer to someone else. Painful stuff.
Oh, the sources really lay it on thick.
Yeah.
You feel his sorrow, this deep affection he has just met with total indifference. It pushes him right to the edge. It's a pretty powerful way to start things off.
It really is, and that initial personal pain, it's crucial for understanding everything that follows. Like, the narrative shows him wandering in Fuzhou, just desperate to hear her voice, see her face. But when he actually gets close, he just freezes. He can't even turn around. He overhears her, joking around with Lin Pingzi.
Oh, man.
And it's just such a stark contrast to his own silent misery, right?
Yeah.
It really shows how deep emotional wounds can hit even before all the physical fights and political games begin.
That makes a lot of sense. And like you said, this personal stuff, heavy as it is, it's really just the warm-up act.
Yeah, unfortunately for him.
He gets tangled up almost immediately in these really serious accusations. And it mostly revolves around the Bixie Sword Manual.
Ah, yes, the infamous manual.
Yeah, right. And he keeps getting suspected of stealing it again and again, wrongly. And the weirdest part, maybe, is that his own good deeds and suddenly getting amazing at this other martial art, they just make people more suspicious.
It's completely counterintuitive.
Totally. And it leads to him being disowned by his own master, Yu Buquan, the head of Huashan. Harsh.
Yeah, this is where the story really dives into that whole appearance versus reality thing. See, Ling Hu Chong was there when Lin Pingxi's parents died. They were the original owners of the manual.
Okay.
He actually carried their dying words to Lin Pingxi, so there's a connection. Then, boom, he suddenly knows this incredible sword style, the Dugu 9 swords.
Which nobody can explain.
Exactly. It's all about finding flaws in your opponent's moves, not fixed forms. So naturally, people think, aha, he must have secretly learned the Bixie manual.
Even though they're completely different arts.
Completely. But his master, Yu Buquan, latches onto this. He also accuses Ling Hu Chong of, hanging out with the quote-unquote demonic cult, this group the righteous sects see as villains.
So it's a perfect storm of accusations.
Basically, yeah. He's guilty until proven innocent, and maybe not even then. It's all used to justify kicking him out.
It's pretty chilling how power, even when it claims to be righteous, can just bend the rules or ignore them.
Absolutely.
And this deep dive, it definitely shows that the line between good and evil here is, well, it's incredibly blurry.
More like smudged beyond recognition sometimes.
Yeah. These so-called righteous sects, especially Songshan, the really powerful one, they use dirty tricks, ruthless tactics to get what they want, framing people, causing chaos.
Oh, the framing is blatant.
It's wild. They even have their agents pose as demonic cult members to carry out plots, even against other righteous groups.
We see that play out directly. Ling Hu Chong runs into these two old guys, right? Bu Chen and Sha Tianzhang. He ends up killing them in self-defense because they're after the Bixie manual, too.
Okay.
Turns out they're from the Songshan sect, acting undercover, pretending to be demonic cult guys to stir up trouble and grab the manual. So Ling Hu Chong does the right thing, defends himself, protects the manual's secret, but it just gets twisted. More proof against him, especially in his master's eyes. It just digs the hole deeper.
Wow. So even self-defense makes him look guilty.
In this context, yeah, everything does.
And through all this chaos, all this misjudgment, Ling Hu Chong's basic sense of justice keeps pushing him to act, often at huge personal cost.
He can't help himself sometimes.
And he finds allies in really unexpected places, like the nuns from the Hangshan sect. They're disciplined, peaceful, but they get dragged into all the violence and politics, too.
Right, the martial world's conflicts spare no one.
And as when they're in trouble, that Ling Huchang's real character, his heroism, kind of shines through. He steps up to protect them from the very people claiming to be upholding order.
His interactions with Hengshen are really revealing. He first meets them when he's injured, already disowned. Some of the younger nuns even mistake him for a General Wu because he helped them fight off Songshan agents who were,
Guess what?
disguised as cultists. You got it. So he helps them out, but in his own slightly unconventional way, like persuading this shady rich guy by Baopi to donate money so the nuns can travel to rescue their leaders.
Haha. Persuading, I bet.
Yeah, it's classic Ling Huchang, a bit unorthodox, definitely memorable, but it just reinforces his reputation as this kind of rogue figure, even while he's doing good.
It's just relentless, isn't it? The way his character keeps getting attacked, even good deeds become ammunition against him.
Constantly fighting uphill.
So he joins these Hengshen nuns, helps them search for their missing abbesses, Dingxian and Dingy, who they think are trapped somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They eventually find them in this place, Dragon Spring Sword Forging Valley. But it's a terrible situation. The abbesses and their disciples are cornered, under attack.
And this is where the betrayal gets even deeper. It's not the demonic cult attacking them, like you might assume.
Let me guess. Songshan again.
Bingo. Songshan members, disguised again, trying to force Hengshan to join their big alliance. It's a false flag operation, pure and simple.
Against their supposed allies.
It just hammers home the hypocrisy, the ruthlessness of these so-called righteous sects. The sources make it really clear how far they'll go for power.
That's a staggering level of betrayal. Inside their own faction, basically. It just shatters that whole righteous image.
Completely.
And Ling Huchang jumps in, helps fight them off, even though he's badly hurt himself. But the cost is huge.
Yeah, the sources describe the tragic outcome. Both abbesses, Dingxian and Dingji, they die in the aftermath. It's brutal.
So sad. And then something really unexpected happens.
Right. Dingxian, just before she dies, she does something incredible. She names Ling Huchang as her successor, as the next leader of the Hengshan sect.
Wow. A man leading a sect of nuns.
Exactly. It's unprecedented. But it shows how much she trusted him, saw past all the rumors, the demonic associations. She saw his true character. It says so much about who she thought he was.
He accepts, right? Though the sources say reluctantly. I mean, that's a massive weight to carry.
Immense. But his troubles aren't over. Not by a long shot.
Oh.
Soon after, he runs into the White Dragon Gang.
Okay, another faction.
Yeah, and they're planning to ambush the Hengshan group. But Ling Wuchang quickly figures out they're acting on bad info. They think Hengshan is working with Shaolin.
More misdirection.
Always. So Ling Huchang uses his unique interrogation methods.
Like putting people in oil barrels.
That's the one. And he finds out something huge.
What is it?
He learns that Ren Yinging, the saintly aunt of the demonic cult, she's been imprisoned by the Shaolin Temple.
Okay, that's big, but why?
This is the kicker. He finds out why. She went there voluntarily. She turned herself in, offered herself up, in exchange for Shaolin potentially curing Ling Huchang's serious internal injuries.
Wait, what? She sacrificed herself for him.
Knowing she'd killed Shaolin disciples before, knowing she was probably walking into a death sentence,
Yes.
a profound sacrifice.
That changes everything.
Absolutely. It completely shifts Ling Huchang's whole perspective. His priorities flip. He has to reevaluate who the real villains are, who actually shows loyalty and sacrifice.
That's incredible. Wow. So what does he do?
Well, first he encounters Mo Da. He's the reclusive actual leader of the Hengshan sect who's been watching Ling Wuchang secretly.
Ah, the plot thickens.
And Mo Da, he's sharp. He sees past the rogue reputation, recognizes Ling Huchang's honor. He even praises him for how he acted with the nuns. It's funny how sometimes the unconventional characters have the clearest sight.
True wisdom in unexpected places.
Exactly. Mo Da looks rough, eccentric, but he gets it. He also confirms Ling Huchang's suspicions about infighting among the various demonic cult factions. They're loyal to Ren Yinging, but they're all squabbling over who gets to lead the rescue mission to Shaolin.
So they can't even agree on how to save her.
Pretty much. And Mo Da cleverly points out that Ling Huchang, ironically, might be the only one who can actually unite them.
The outcast becomes the leader.
Driven by Yingying's sacrifice, yeah. He takes on this completely unexpected role, leader of this huge kind of ragtag alliance of cults and factions, all loyal to Ren Yingying.
So he goes from being shunned to leading thousands.
And he starts marshaling this force, planning to confront Shaolin. But interestingly, he tries a diplomatic approach first. He even makes sure they detour around Wudang Mountain, showing respect for the Wudang sect.
That shows some real growth, some strategy.
Definitely. He's not just reacting anymore. He's thinking, planning, which is highlighted again when he bumps into these two guys near Wudang who look like ordinary farmers.
Let me guess. Not ordinary farmers.
Not even close. Super skilled Wudang masters in disguise.
Okay, so another test for him.
And this is where his Dugu Nine Swords really comes into play. Remember, it's about finding flaws.
Right.
Even against the Wudang master's technique, which seems flawless, he manages to spot weaknesses just by watching. He also kind of accidentally uses his star-sucking great skill.
Ah, the controversial energy-absorbing art.
The very one during the fight. It's quite a display.
So how did that end?
Well, the main Wudang master, Chongzu Dazheng himself, reveals who he is, and he offers Ling Huchang this incredible deal. Give up the star-sucking skill. Learn Shaolin's ultimate internal art, the Yujingjing, famous for healing, and get welcomed back into the Washan sect, with both Shaolin and Wudang backing him.
Wow. That's everything he wanted, wasn't it? Acceptance, healing, going home.
Everything. It's hugely tempting for someone who's been an outcast for so long.
Yeah.
But Ling Huchang refuses. His loyalty to Ren Yingying after her sacrifice, it outweighs everything. He tells Changsu he's going to rescue her no matter what, even if it kills him.
That's incredibly loyal. He's really changed, or maybe shown his true colors.
I think so. It solidifies his transformation. And then he leads this massive army, thousands strong, towards Shaolin Temple.
The big confrontation.
Well, sort of. It's another chapter of weirdness and tactics. The thousands of fighters show up, make a huge scene, and the temple is completely empty.
Empty. Where did everyone go?
Vanished. It throws the attackers into confusion. Then they discover traps, spikes, pits, lots of people get hurt. It turns out Shaolin strategically evacuated. They chose not to fight this huge, messy force directly. Smart, in a way. Avoid a bloodbath.
Cunning move by Shaolin. But it doesn't help Ling Huchang find Ren Yingying.
Not at all. And inside the empty temple, he finds something devastating. The bodies of the Hengshan abbesses Ningxian and Dingyi.
Oh no, confirmation.
Confirmation that they were killed by Songshan members disguised as cultists back when they were trapped. And he hears Ding Xian's final words again, her plea for him to lead Hengshan.
That must just fuel his determination, but also his grief.
Absolutely. And he accepts that burden, that leadership role. It shows his sense of duty. But even in his anger, he stops his followers from burning down Shaolin.
Why?
Because Ren Ying might still be trapped inside somewhere. He also stops them from torturing captured Shaolin monks. He realizes violence isn't the answer here, not if he wants to rescue her. He's trying to manage this chaos, always thinking about saving lives, even enemy lives, when he can.
He's also got those Peach Valley 6 immortals to deal with,
Yeah.
right? The chaotic one.
Oh, yeah. Completely unpredictable, but powerful.
Yeah.
Ling Huchang actually uses their craziness.
Yeah.
He kind of steers them into traps meant for others, which accidentally clears the way.
That's clever, in a chaotic way.
And through their bumbling exploration, they find a secret passage behind a statue in the temple.
Uh-huh. A hidden area.
Looks like it. Maybe where Ren Yingying is hidden or where the monks went. It's a breakthrough, born from total chaos.
So that's where this part of the journey ends, leading this massive, strange army, holding the leadership of another sect, trying to find the woman who sacrificed everything inside a possibly booby-trapped, empty yet not empty Shaolin temple.
Pretty much sums it up. It's an incredible shift from where he started heartbroken, alone, accused, to now being this reluctant leader at the center of a huge conflict.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, you've really walked with Li Huchang through this maze of betrayal, misunderstanding, just constant trouble. We've seen his sense of honor, his loyalty, even when it's not returned, how it shapes everything he does. From being disowned, falsely accused, to leading this wild alliance, he's constantly tested.
And think about that contrast we explored, right? The supposedly righteous sects, like Songshan, using the dirtiest tricks imaginable, deceit, murder, false flags, against their own allies.
While people labeled demonic, like Ren Yingying and her followers, they show incredible sacrifice, real loyalty.
It turns everything upside down. And then you have characters like Mo Da, the wise hermit leader, who looks rough but sees right through all the posturing. He gets who people really are.
Yeah, he sees Ling Huchang's true character. It really drives home how much identity and reputation are shaped by what other people think or say. Ling Huchang faces constant misjudgment, but he keeps stepping up. Driven by responsibility, loyalty to those few who actually believe in him.
And his willingness to throw everything away, his life, his name, even his dream of going back to Huashan, all for Ren Yingying because of what she did for him, that's a powerful picture of devotion.
It really is.
Which kind of leaves us with this thought, doesn't it? In a world where appearances are so deceptive, where labels hide awful intentions, what actually makes someone a hero?
Yeah, and when you see these huge acts of love, of sacrifice, like Ren Yingying's, how would you choose who to stand with, regardless of the labels everyone else is throwing around? Something to think about?